Sister Location is the most different of the original Five Nights at Freddy's games, and in both its custom night and base game, everyone has their own unique mechanic. So why am I making this video? Well, truth be told, not every character in the base game gets featured that well, and some don't have any gameplay at all. Plus, you guys really wanted to see this. So in this video, I'll be coming up with unique mechanics for all of FNAF Sister Location's characters for the base game. I won't be discussing the custom night in this video since everyone has a unique mechanic in that mode, and there would really be no point. Instead, I'll be going through each night and discussing who you should be facing and what their mechanics should be. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So starting with night 1, in the base game, you literally never ever have to deal with any threats, since this is basically just the tutorial night. However, I think we should definitely have a threat on night 1 just to make things a bit interesting. Nothing too crazy, but I think we should make this level the Biddy Bab level. Once you leave the circus gallery section, you crawl through a vent and you hear this banging and rattling around you. However, this means nothing in the base game. So let's make this section an actual minigame. During this section, you will have the option to look behind you. When you hear the rattling and banging, it means the Biddy Babs are behind you and you need to look behind you in order to scare them away. Each time the Biddy Babs will get a little bit closer and require you to react just a bit faster. If you fail to do this in time, then you of course will die. This would be a nice little minigame to set up the game while giving the Biddy Babs a bit more purpose since the Night 2 minigame kinda sucks. And speaking of Night 2, Night 2 has the most content in the base game, having 3 separate minigames that you need to complete, featuring the Biddy Babs, Ballora, and Funtime Freddy. However, in our version of the game, we're going to change a few things, starting with the first section with the Biddy Babs. Now, it's not that I think that this minigame is bad, but I totally do. So instead of this section being a Biddy Bab section, instead we will have our first Circus Baby appearance. And yes, the story will have to be altered just a tiny bit, but don't worry, we will still have some interesting ideas pop up, and the end result of the game will be exactly the same, so you won't miss out on that. But anyways, since Circus Baby is the main character in this game, it would be cool if on night 2, we have a moment where originally Circus Baby tries to kill you, and then if you complete the minigame, you are able to move on and continue the story like normal. So the idea I have for Circus Baby is this. Throughout the minigame, you need to listen for a faint audio cue from either of the 3 glass panels in the room, and hide under the one you hear the audio cue coming from, since Circus Baby will appear from there to try and look for you. If you stay under a window too long, the Biddy Babs will get you, as they will slowly progress forward the longer you are actually under there, meaning that you have to wait until you hear the sound cue to hide and leave the second you hear her leave. I think this would be a good way to introduce Circus Baby into the game, which is more than we get in the base game since she never actually shows up there. Once you win this section, Baby will begin her manipulation of the player, and claim that her programming was acting up, but she's back to her normal self now, but in reality, she's just realized she has an opportunity to make an escape. So then afterwards, she will get you to go through the Ballora gallery the same way in the base game, although in our version, the Ballora section will be slightly different, so as to make the section just a bit more interesting. So we will still have the same audio prompt as the original game, however, we will make it that you also need to look out in front of you to make sure that you don't walk into Ballora. So the actual part where she spins in front of you will not just be purely skipped like it is in the base game. Next, we have the Funtime Freddy section, which we are going to completely change. The actual minigame will not change all that much, but the actual character in the room will be changing. When you first enter the room, you will be able to do one task before Ballora will follow in behind you, and you need to only use the monitor when you hear Ballora leaving where you are. This will make the minigame a bit easier overall and not so unfair, since in the original game, you can die in 2 seconds if you're not careful, and it feels really random playing the Funtime Freddy section usually, since you're constantly flicking the camera down and, pressing that stupid button. I think this will both give Ballora a bit of an actual presence in the game, while also making the minigame a bit more fair and translate over to the one that we just played. After you finish, you will have to go back through the Ballora gallery, which will be the same game as before. However, there will be one extra addition. Whenever you are moving, pay attention to any giggling that you hear. If you hear giggling pan to one side, use A and D to move to the opposite side as to not run into a mini arena. And yes, Night 4 is going to be way different, just wait. Now, I think this would make Night 2 a bit more Ballora focused while not actually including Funtime Freddy, but don't worry, he will definitely be back soon. Now, before we go on to night 3, if you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to subscribe. I'm personally thanking all of my subscribers at 100k. But anyways, back to the video. Night 3 is typically seen as the Funtime Foxy night and the Funtime Freddy repair night. However, I definitely think that we could make these sections just a bit more interesting, since in-game, they kinda suck. So starting with the Funtime Foxy section. In the game, you need to flash to see where Funtime Foxy is, and stop moving until they get out of the way. However, like the Funtime Freddy section from the base Night 2, this mode is kind of random and honestly isn't explained super well. So here's the new idea for Funtime Foxy. Unlike the original game, you need to only use the flash beacon when necessary, since they even say in the game that you need to keep the room dark. If you use the light 3 times and Funtime Foxy was not in front of you, you'll just die anyways. So instead, you need to walk forward until you hear an audio cue, which will be the same as Mask was entered from the base game. When you hear this, stop moving and flash the beacon to scare Funtime Foxy off. If you fail to do this and keep walking forward, then you of course will die. Now for the Funtime Freddy repair. I think this should be the same as it was in the base game, except that you should have the option to turn around, since from time to time, Funtime Foxy will now attempt to get in, so you need to listen for a door creaking on top of everything else, and flash him when he tries to enter. However, every time you turn your back to Funtime Freddy, he will get slightly more aggressive. So if you look at the door too many times, Funtime Freddy will jump scare you. I also will get rid of the ending part with Bonbon for the most part. I will still make it you need to find him, but instead of luring him out, he will just move around the back like Bonnet from Custom Night and will never actually kill you. This, I feel, would be a good balance between the two, as it will both give Funtime Foxy some presence, while also making Funtime Freddy himself kill you rather than Bonbon, because that's just stupid. And it will make the whole minigame a lot more interesting. Plus, it ties back to Night 2, so we have some progression. Afterwards, in the base game, you get jump scared by Funtime Foxy and go on to Night 4. However, I won't have that happen in our game, at least not yet. So Night 4 will be our Funtime Freddy night. From the start of the night, we will do our usual test, however we will find that Ballora and Funtime Foxy are not on their stage, and we will be tasked in booting up the scooping room. When we enter the Funtime Auditorium and make our way to the scooping room, we will learn that both Funtime Foxy and Ballora will be here. And this section will be a combination of the 2 mechanics that we learnt on Night 2 and 3, which would be definitely a bit tricky, but it wouldn't be the most difficult thing, since they kind of complement each other. One's really audio based, they're both really audio based, I just realized, but you know, it still works because it's distinct and it will be kind of cool. Anyways, once you actually get into the scooping room, you will need to go to the control module part of it and boot up the scooper, which this will look like a FNAF style office with 2 doors on either side. However, in this section, you will be dealing with none other than Funtime Freddy, and you will need to look through the glass in front of you to see which side he is going to be approaching from, and shut that door. There won't be any power to worry about though. However, the catch is that you can only keep one door shut at a time, and you can't have both doors shut. This will become a huge problem once you're at 50% with the scooper progress, where Funtime Freddy will send Bonbon to the opposite side that he's on, and you will need to time out both attacks when this happens. But the section will still be designed to actually be beaten without insane skill needed, and afterwards, Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, and Ballora will all enter the front window and all be scooped directly in front of you. And as you leave for the night, you are attacked by Baby, and this transitions us into Night 5. Night 5 will start in the parts and service room, where Baby will demand that you do exactly what she tells you to do to the letter, or else she will kill you. The minigame will be exactly the same as in the base game, except that it will just be Baby killing you if you mess up instead of Masters entered, meaning we get a Circus Baby jump scare, yay! Anyways, we do the thing and send Baby off to the scooper, however it's from here where things get interesting. Once you send Circus Baby off and she says you're free to leave, the moment that you start walking back to the base area of the game, the hand unit will suddenly come in and start screaming that you need to listen to them, since Baby is just waiting at the door and is going to kill you anyways, and you need to divert through the scooping room. However, Funtime Foxy's endoskeleton is in the room, and you need to listen to their instructions to the letter and only move once they tell you. And also, we will have the same ended boss fight scenario as well, you know, if you go to the thing, but anyways. Once you do make it to the scooping room, the hand unit will start to corrupt in pitch and sound off, revealing that Enid was the one talking to you the entire time, and you were just tricked into entering the scooping room. Enid pretended to be the hand unit by mimicking its voice, and now here you are, in the scooping room. The end. And there we go, we have fully gone over every character in Sister Location and gone through every single night, and given all the characters a unique mechanic, and kinda made a whole new game, which hopefully someone has the time to make, because I would love to see this. But anyways, that's the video. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.